Hi guys, welcome back to Point Blank Dev, and in this tutorial we are going to be treating CSS Transform Properties. Without ado further, let us jump straight into seeing how it works. You can create a folder on your desktop simply by just right clicking, new folder, but I've already created a folder. I'm just going to right click. Oh, let me just rename this. Let's say CSS Transform. CSS Transform, okay. Right click, open with VS Code. Let's wait for it to finish loading, then I'm going to close this. I don't need it. So now I've created two files here, index.html and style.css. Close this, I don't need it. Close this, I don't need it too. One index.html and another style.css. Okay. Now, if I come back to my HTML file, I'm going to hit Shift exclamation sign and then hit Tab. You see this happen. If you are wondering how I did this, now there is an extension here in the extensions tab here. When you search for Emmet, okay, you see it pop up at the right, at the left here. You see it here, so you will install it. Emmet will help you do this in a very fast way. Emmet helps you write code in shorthands. You write code super faster. So I want to say CSS Transform Property. Now if I create an element with a class of center, a div element with a class of center, and I'm going to say hello, I am Zazu. I am Zazu. So now basically we've created a div element with a class of center and then with the content or value of hello, I am Zazu. So let us see how we are going to link this whole page to our CSS, so that when we write our styles, this stuff here will get affected. You link your HTML to your CSS by simply using the link tag. Now this hypertext reference, this href means hypertext reference. It is the place or the link to the file where you are writing your styles or where you are linking to. Now the name of our file here is style.css. Look at it, style.css. If I change this to anything, you must write what you changed here. So let's go back to our CSS. Then I say dot center. Now if I hover on this dot center, you can see element with a class of center. Now this is the element here. This is the element here, div with a class of center. So by saying element with a class of center, select it and then let's do something to it. Let's give it a position of absolute, a display of block, a width of 190 pixels, a height of 40 pixels, a background of black, a text color of white, font family, change the font area, and then font size of 17 pixels. Now let us open it via the browser to see what we have done so far. Right click, open with Chrome. Let's wait. Now you can see something like this here, but I want this hello Zazu to be in the middle of this, in the center here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it text align center. Now let's see what text align center will do. Now you can see text align center will move it here, as you can see. Now I want it to be directly in the middle, in the center here. So what I will do is I will give it a line height that is directly equal to the height of the box, which is 40 pixels. Now you will see it in the center. That's amazing. Now I want to change this cursor. It's looking as if we want to edit it or highlight something. We want the user to have this impression that anytime they are bringing this cursor on this box or text here, it will be showing this pointer, be showing a pointer, or a pointer to indicate that this file is, or this box is clickable. So we are going to add a hover effect to it. So we are going to say hover. Now if I hover here, you see elements with the class center hover. Now this is the element with the class hover. When you bring our mouse pointer on this element, we want to do something. Now we want the cursor to change to pointer. We'll also change the cursor here to pointer. Refresh. Now you see it's pointer. It's pointer. It's no longer that horrible stuff there. Sorry, I don't mean it's horrible, but it's horrible. Okay. So I also want to reduce the size. Now this is where the transform property applies. I want to scale down the size of this box. I want to say transform scale, and I want to scale it down to 0.7. 0.7 is okay. Now you can see. Now you can see. You see? It's happening quick. We also want to apply another transform property to it. We want to apply a transition to it so that it will happen smoothly. We don't want it to happen so fast. So what I'm going to do is, since this is a child, it is deriving from this dot center, so we want to apply a transition to it, and the transition is applying to the transform property. This is a transform property to the transform, and I'm going to add a delay of 0.5 seconds, and then I'm going to say ease. Refresh. Now you can see it's happening so smooth, so beautiful. Now as you can see, the intent of this tutorial was just to cover the transform property, which is the scale, but in the end we have also learned the transition property. We have used the stone to kill two birds. That's amazing. I'm so happy that you learned these two properties just in this class. So guys, this is it for this tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next class.